bans.
Well, you have to wonder what GE is going to go after as well. We saw CJ attacking Tucson's champion role, but Frozen is known as that Cassiopeia savant. And his Victor, a little bit of a wild card as well. We haven't seen it come in yet, but we do know how much he loves that particular champion.
Lulu ban, okay. I do wonder, too, if, Frozen will be less likely to pick some of those champions after his Lux game.
Perhaps. The Lulu ban a bit curious from GE. It says they're probably not going to be running the Juggernaut composition this time around. I would have thought that that was a pretty high priority pick for GE. Of course, Frozen has run it as well, but not to the same degree of success as Smeb and Kuro have. And when they have red side, they would be able to grab it with one of their first 2 picks.
They just don't want to deal with it, I guess. Veigar banned out by Incredible Miracle.
That also surprises me, but when they don't see the Thresher Leona ban already, they're going to be confident that maybe they can get one of them. There's Thresh, so will GE do what CJ did and ban the Thresh and then early pick Leona to try and deny Tucson? I would have left Veigar up and tried to first pick it if I was Incredible Miracle just to get Tucson rolling, because he really is the focal point of this team's ability to win.
Yeah, it certainly has looked that way in their games so far this season. And, the Gnar's still available too. And, yeah, nobody's been playing him because of the nerfs. But if anyone's going to, it's going to be Smeb. Janna's still available too if they just want to pick a nice, safe support for Tucson.
Nobody's really been able to play around the Gnar bar as well as Smeb and the rest of the GE Tigers. They have that synergy down pat. So Lilac going to hover over Urgot.
Going to troll us for a moment before locking in his real choice. There we go. The first pick, Xerath.
Okay.
Frozen, a fantastic Xerath player, so no big worries there.
I am one of the few teams that has succeeded with the first pick, Xerath. I did win against Janair.
Rek'Sai Corki, 2 strong picks for the GE Tigers. Lee doing lots of work with that over the last few games, and of course Prey, perfectly good Corki player.
Sonstar has played a lot of Sivir successfully this season, however, and Sivir will be a headache for Corki in the laning phase. Jarvan hovered over. They can't take Jarvan Gnar right here and start setting themselves up nicely.
I'd love to see a Malphite, but I do not think we're going to see that. I used to love jungling Malphite. He's my favorite for a long time.
You're not going to pick a Malphite before you figure out what's going on with the rest of their team composition. That's a pretty niche pick unless
you play support Malphite.
Yeah, support Malphite. Yeah. Top lane Yasuo, let's go.
Yeah. It's been happening. Oh, okay, the Graves against the Corki.
It has not been happening.
Dude, the top tank Yasuo, people have been playing it in Korea.
Oh, yeah. Well, technically,
in
solo queue.
Malphite,
It's solo queue. They also like
yes.
playing support Malphite in Korea, but...
Yeah, so it is happening. It's just not happening in our tournament. Oh, and the Victor locked in for Kuro. Here we go,
This is the Manor pick right here.
Oh, I like it. I like it.
The cockiness coming out. You see everybody laughing right there. We'll hope they're still laughing at the end of this game.
Jeez. Well, the GE Tigers are like, well, guys, we've only lost 2 games all season. Who cares?
Wow, that is such a slap in the face for Frozen right there.
It really
who's
is.
been
really
hovering over that pick this entire season so far.
Woo! I love it. I think that's great. And it'd be fun to see a Blitzcrank as well, too, but IM's got some real thinking to do now, and that is a dangerous mid lane opponent for Xerath.
Yeah, Leona Graves, a great lane. They can pick up the Gnar here as well. Solid composition coming in from Incredible Miracle.
Yeah.
But we do have a lot of disengage and zone potential right now. Looks like it will be...
Okay, Lissandra's still available, too. We hadn't mentioned that yet.
Kuro's going to be taking Cleanse this game, which I think is smart. You do have to get in pretty tight with Victor.
Oh, look at that Hecarim
Alrighty.
for the top lane. Nice. Oh, man. I like GE Tigers. They're going to try to style on IM. Is it going to work? It's getting a bit trolly here, man. I mean,
boy,
GE Tigers.
They gave up a lot for this, too.
GE Tigers have more or less locked up a playoff spot. That is true. But it's still dangerous to present these types of opportunities to your opponents. I don't know, man.
You know what I'm wondering, too, at this point, is because GE has effectively, they would have to have a fall off of tremendous proportion to get themselves out of the playoff right now, and when they're coming up on a big international event like IEM, how much are they just going to mind game?
Well, that's
right
true.
now?
You don't. I mean, they're going in a couple weeks. They don't want to give away a lot of strategy. You can't blame them.
They're not in a desperate situation whatsoever in terms of the results in this league. So you might as well play some weird stuff and make some of these international teams think twice. Now, if they can win with this composition, it's going to be pretty impressive. They've got a lot of engage here.
Yeah.
Good poke with the Victor Death Laser and the Corky Rockets. Good disengage as well. They've got some ability to play over walls, thanks to the Hecarim ult, the Victor ult, and the Rek'Sai Burrow.
All right, well, here we go, guys. GE Tigers versus Incredible Miracle, Game 1. Time to get in the Rift and see who takes it. All right, here we go. IM versus GE Tigers. Fans are psyched. I am psyched, man, because we have a Victor and a Hecarim for the GE Tigers. I am trying to play it seriously. That Graves counter pick against the Corky.
Yeah, I like what we're seeing, too, with this Victor. We haven't really seen him in competitive play since they changed the way his hex score worked and made it significantly more gold efficient. So let's keep an eye out on what Kuro's going to do in terms of his upgrades right here. I think Victor is just a very fun champion, and I'm
awesome.
actually sad we haven't seen him in professional play ever since the changes were made.
I really do like the changes that they made too. They've just made him so much more interesting overall. I mean, being able to augment each of your abilities with the hex core purchases.
I imagine we're going to see the Siphon Power upgrade first, just because, especially in a lane up against Xerath, that extra boost of movement speed will be very effective.
I agree. I agree. Early on in the game, it's hard to really make an argument for anything else.
I'm really looking forward to some crazy wombo combos with the gravity field upgrade as well, because if you can drag people in for a Rek'Sai knockup or a Hecarim ult or a big one, it's pretty disgusting. The potential for wombos with Victor is pretty real.
I wonder. We have not seen a Victor. Do you remember the last time? I think the last time we actually saw Victor was way back when Najin's Sword was running Rumble Victor combos.
Yeah, it's been a really long time, and of course that was naturally
like early 2013 or something.
Yeah, far before the rework right here. And Victor, I think the cleanse very necessary in this situation.
Oh yeah.
With Leona, Lissandra, and Xerath here to try and lock you up.
I agree.
This is very interesting indeed.
Well, Tucson picking the proper Leona skin for trolling a bit himself to spam that control 3 in lane. Wavy Parasol around Kuro already doing a lot of damage to Frozen. That Death Ray does a ton.
Well, with Victor, you could trade very efficiently in lane, right? Because your Q gives you that shield and empowers your next auto as well. So you can absorb a lot of the counter trade. He is a bit of a lane bully, and he also has a long-range poke with his E. So definitely a great champion for the laning phase if you don't get ganked. He has a lot of the same... Okay, Lilac.
Oh, Lilac already getting ganked. There's a W, there's a flash, and Smeb just chasing him down. There's a knockup from Lee. Lilac in big trouble, and he's going to get taken out. First blood goes over to Smeb. Ares is right there. He's going to be able to return with a kill onto Lee. Lee can't get to his tunnel.
They actually activated the tunnel without going through it.
Oh, that was weird. Well, kill for Ares anyway. Ares gets a nice refresh on the double buffs.
He was a hair away from leaping into that tunnel. He'd already started his tunnel jump animation right there, but Ares will pick up the counter kill.
So jumping 6 feet down.
Two pretty silly mistakes right there. Number one was the fact that Lilac was not prepared for a 3-minute 10-second gank and got caught by that even after he got the W down.
Oh, Frozen getting low, but Kuro, some threat coming in from Ares.
And the number two mistake right there was Lee not respecting the fact that Ares could also be topside waiting to counter gank.
Yeah.
And not just walking straight back under the turret. So a bit of a sloppy play from both teams, but In the end, it's a 1-for-1 trade. However, that Hecarim going to start getting pretty powerful right here. We do see the Ignite teleport combo again.
Yeah, well, the first blood getting onto Smeb as against the assist getting onto Lilac is a pretty big difference. And another gank coming into the bot lane. The knock-up onto Tucson, a lot of damage right there. Lead trying to get in. Doesn't quite get the knock-up onto Tucson, but he does get it onto Sonstar. They're able to push Tucson way out of lane, and that's going to make things a lot easier for Prey and Gorilla in bot.
Indeed it will. Ares trying to follow up here in the top side.
Yep.
Smeb blowing his teleport, having none of those movement abilities does make him a prime target. So back to Victor. No movement abilities does make him very difficult to play, especially against Jarvan. If you can blow his flash, then he is pretty vulnerable to further cataclysms for the next 5 minutes, especially no heal this time around. So very similar for a jungler, from a jungler's perspective compared to Xerath.
Yep, that is true. We're a little bit low on mana. Oh, nice delay from Frozen there. Yep. Yeah, that happened. Oh well, just a casual jog back to the turret.
Yeah, he's going to have to...
He's thinking about it. He wants to know if he should stick around and take out this minion wave, catch the XP. I think he probably should.
To now.
Yeah.
After he was delayed to that degree, he doesn't want to give up quite that much farm.
He can clear it quickly with Death Ray anyway, so it's not a big deal. Yep, easy clear for Kuro, and now he will go ahead and back.
Yeah, Death Ray max, naturally. Not too big of a surprise there. It's pretty much always been what you want to max first on Victor.
Okay.
Especially in a long-range poke matchup like Xerath as well. I suppose if you were dealing with a melee champion, maxing Q might be superior.
Well, it's possible, yeah. That would help a little bit, I suppose. And he did go ahead and upgrade that Hex Core first on his way back. So that'll be nice, because that is a nice little buff for Victor early on. We can't...
It's his Q upgrade.
Yep.
So, as expected, it just will allow him some more mobility to dodge the poke that he's going to receive from this Xerath. And if he's not maxing that ability, that's a lot of movement speed. Should also help him avoid ganks as well. So there's...
I believe he actually upgraded Death Ray. Looking at the color of the icon. Meanwhile, some action going into bot lane. And Sonstar taking the worst end of that trade. And I was wondering if he was going to augment that Death Ray for the Aftershock, just because it does help you clear a lot better.
Yeah, it's true.
And
it does give you better lane.
Against the Xerath, it makes a certain amount of sense.
We'll see. It's been hard for me to tell because it's just the Mark 1 upgrade right there. It changes color based off of how many upgrades you have on it. So.
Well, you have to look at the actual icon of the spell.
Yes.
So which if they're not clicking, it's hard to see. You have to like get a glimpse of it when our observer clicks on it, but it's the Death Ray.
It is the Death Ray. Thank you.
You're welcome. The Death Ray. Upgraded.
All right, here we come, trying to take advantage of the vulnerability of this Victor. Tucson on his first roam of the game.
Yeah, Kuro dodges that stun fairly easily. Gets poked, but again, you know, this is why I think upgrading that Death Ray is a good idea, because he is going to be constantly the subject of gank attempts, because like you mentioned earlier, no movement abilities or anything like that. So you want to be able to clear the wave efficiently when it pushes in and not lose out on a lot of CS, I suppose.
Yeah, the counter to that, though, is if you do end up pushing the wave too much, you may leave yourself vulnerable. So it just depends on how you play, but you can see he wasn't striking the Ray through the wave right there, just trying to use it to harass.
Yeah, just only using it to clear the wave when it moves up the turret.
Look at all the pink wards around the mid lane. They're really trying to punish Kuro for the Victor pickup right here.
Yeah. He's a little bit down on CS.
To have as many options as possible to make plays on the mid lane.
Yep.
Here comes Tucson one more time. Lee now in the enemy jungle. Does see Lilac with the Tremor Sense, and they're going to try and steal a blue right now.
Ares is there. That's going to be kind of tough.
No, they can't do it. Kuro's already back.
Yeah, I am doing a very good job of using those pink wards as well, too, to maintain control over that blue buff, because they know just how important that is to make sure that Frozen's able to keep it. And he will be the happy recipient of a blue buff to take back in the lane with him.
Smeb looking for an angle right here to knock Lilac back, but he's got no jungler. However, Void Rush is available. Oh, he's going.
He's going to try it. Lilac getting pushing back there. Getting pushing back there. I'm really not doing very well with English. I'll work on that.
You work on your English skills?
Work on that, will I?
Thanks, Yoda.
Thank you. You're welcome. Right. All right, Kurro's going to get a blue buff as well. Get a blue buff, he will. See, the grammar is kind of opposite Korean, so maybe I've just been studying too much Korean lately. I did have a lesson this morning.
There's your problem.
That's my excuse. Boom. Save that one. So Hecarim did get a couple buffs in this most, well, recent 5.3 patch for the Korean tournament realm. He can spam that Q a little bit more, which helps him farm a bit easier, do a bit more damage, be generally more glorious with that arcade skin.
It's the thing too about Hecarim right now is the Trinity Force is ridiculously good on him because he can get into the back line nearly instantly and just one-shot carries. He does a pretty ridiculous amount of damage, and thanks to the Spirit of Dread, does have some decent sustain as well. It's not as ridiculous as it once was, but the constant Rampage Q spam with Sheen really does a lot of work on a backline, and especially against a champion like Xerath, who's relatively immobile, that's really scary.
Yeah.
So I think the Hecarim is actually...
Oh, okay. Here we go. Lilac getting ganked again. He ults himself, but it's not going to do a whole lot. Not even bothering to use Flash. Another kill for Smeb, and teams have learned this. They've learned that it works very well to just camp Lilac. Dragon being attempted, though, by IM. Lee coming down, using that Rek'Sai ultimate. Can GE do anything about this? They can't take the Dragon, and it doesn't look like they're going to be able to get any kills. So, a gank onto Lilac in the top lane, but IM does turn that into a Dragon. So, nice response there.
Yeah, good cross-map play. Tucson did have to burn a flash to get out of the back of the pit, so it cost them a pretty valuable summoner, especially if they want to continue to make plays onto the mid lane and try and keep Kurro down. But it looks like those attempts have been given up. They already lost a couple of pink wards, and I think they've kind of given up on dealing with Kurro at this stage.
Yeah, he's done a good job of just kind of playing it safe. Oh, he hasn't done a very good job of recalling, though. That's for sure. It's the second time now that Frozen stopped him.
What a shame.
What a shame. Feel so sad. Sad victors.
Well, Lilac at least is keeping up at farm here, but Smeb continues to get stronger and stronger and stronger, and Hecarim does have a huge power spike with that Trinity Force, and it's going to be very difficult for Frozen to deal with, especially with just until he gets basically his Zhonya's, and he is very far away from that item at the moment. It's like they're just going to wait as long as possible. Tucson looking for a gank at the top side alongside Ares. So Ares is trying to fill the shoes of the roaming gank squad.
He's like the rookie partner that Tucson's been given. Tucson has to show him the ropes on the mean streets of Summoner's Rift. That's right. Tucson's like, I don't need a partner after my last one died. I have to go it alone.
But the police chief's like, you got to take this kid with you. And
that's right.
Like, damn it.
It's good for you, Tucson. It's not good for you to be out there alone. Oh, Lilac. Mary's and Tucson just on a VIP protection duty. This shift. Oh, they're going to go back now. That's about it. So top tier takes a lot of damage in IM's favor.
Well, Sunstar not able to really push the limits of this matchup with the amount of roaming that Tucson's done. We have seen those Graves be very successful against the Corki, but missed that lane timing.
Oh, no.
Now that the level 6 is happening. Lilac.
All right, well.
Oh.
It's coming in, and they scare him. There it is, the flash knockup, and once again, Lilac goes down.
What?
Oh, it is a rough season to be a Lilac.
What a beautiful CC chain there, though. You saw the setup. They knew exactly how they were going to execute that.
Yep.
Laser for the delay, Lee with the flash on Burrow straight into a tornado so he couldn't follow the E.
Yep.
That was just gorgeous. No flash as well. Perfectly executed gank onto Lilac. I am quite impressed.
I mean,
that they actually managed to pull that off.
Yeah, like we talked about earlier, this is what teams do against IM. They just camp Lilac. Rek'Sai coming in, Smeb teleporting down as well. Being very fast. That home guard Hecarim. Pretty great stuff.
I love home guard Hecarim so much. Go on.
It is pretty awesome, isn't it? I like it. I wish they would click on Kuro so we can see what he upgraded second.
It's like, yes, I got that pink ward. Worth my teleport.
Yes. Took 5 full hits to take that thing down, man. It was stubborn, but he got it.
Back up to the top side. Will he actually be able to save his turret, though?
No. I really doubt it.
Now's my time to shine.
That's right. It's Hacker Room time. Look out, Lilac. There's the E. There's the ult. Does he get him? He does, but Lilac ults Smeb. Smeb pops the Ignite, but it's not going to be enough.
He saved his tower, though. That's actually pretty impressive.
I am impressed. And shocked, frankly.
So manages to keep it alive for at least another recall from Lilac right here. So a lot of resources spent on that. The Ignite as well.
Click on Victor.
Clicked her.
Yeah. I suppose. Sure. Why not?
Waiting to see what his next evolution will be.
Yep. He's like some dude that's in like some cult called the something of Glorious Evolution. I'm not sure if it's like the Brotherhood or the Church or the best friends. Glorious Evolution. I don't know. He's just all about evolving and augmenting. Not really evolving in a biological way, kind of just
in a cybernetic way.
Yeah, evolving just by like putting machine parts on you, which is kind of cool. Very, very Meta Barons-esque, isn't it?
It is. I do wonder why he has a Russian accent, though. What about Victor's lore convinced Riot that he had to be Russian?
I don't know.
What are you trying to say about Russians, Riot?
They have really awesome, like, extra arms and technology. I feel like that's a compliment more than anything.
I feel like this is just a throwback to Command & Conquer. That's what I feel like.
Could be. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. I played a lot of Red Alert back in the day, the original Red Alert. I'm old. It was fun.
And that's how Doa got sad.
That's right. No. I'm not.
Are you not now?
No. Fond memories.
Okay. Well, will be a needlessly large rod this time, so going to be saving up his last evolution for just a little bit.
Still have not clicked on Victor. I mean, he's got 2 more to go, I suppose.
Well, the ult gets upgraded automatically.
Yeah, he's kind of got a Kha'Zix thing going on there. Well, no. He doesn't. Let's have a conversation where I just prove myself wrong.
Argue with yourself?
We haven't seen Victor for a long time, man. I'm sorry. Blame Kuro.
I too blame Kuro.
Blame him completely. If G loses his dragon, it's Kuro's fault in advance. They're going to activate it and pull it out of the pit. Or the dome, the Dragon Dome, remember? It's like the remains of a dome. Smeb with a bunch of wards in there. Tucson will ward behind it. They're going to try to go for it. Okay, turret goes down in favor of IM in the meantime. And Dragon taken by IM. Not bad. But are they going to lose people on the way out? Smeb coming in, Tucson pushed away, and it doesn't look like G is going to be able to punish this.
Great
Impressive
steal. Really crucial as well. They got top turret and the dragon right there.
Wow.
Against GE, so that was a pretty big turnaround. 2 objectives at the same time, and Lilac making the teleport play just to discourage any further aggression from the Tigers.
Really good. And IM, again, showing that they are seemingly on an upwards trajectory as far as improvement goes.
Yeah, they definitely have looked a lot better as of late. Their draft, I think, still has some issues. They overreach at times. Now, whether this is GE playing seriously or not is
that's
up for debate.
That's the thing, is that when you go ahead and pick Victor and Hecarim, you're kind of, and you're not in China, you're kind of trolling a little bit. We should have that clarification. If it's China, it's a serious game.
The inscrutable Chinese team compositions.
That's right. Is it trolling or is it China?
I feel like we could have a really good game. Like you just show people, like we can have a show.
Just show them the matchups.
We just show pro players team compositions. The question is troll or China.
You don't say what teams it is. You're like, is it Korean troll game or Chinese meta? That would be a fun one, wouldn't it? I like it. Fiddlesticks jungle though, that would say China right away though.
I don't know. There's a lot of Fiddlesticks jungle in Korean solo queue.
Yeah, but it hasn't hit the pro scene even as a troll pick just yet. Maybe game 2. We'll see. They're going to try to catch Lilac, and it looks like Smeb might not even need him. No, never mind. Smeb slowed down by that solar flare. He's going to keep going. Wow.
They just want to push it up. Lilac not going to be there to defend the turret. They've got Prey in the mid lane. Nice rotation. They're putting tons of pressure onto the top side of the map with no dragon available. GE really picking the right way to play these lanes out. And they've also got bottom lane pushing in their advantage at the moment, too. So great wave manipulation here from GE. Got some tower damage down right there. Nearly killed Lilac.
I keep thinking there should be a move where you can ride on Hecarim. You can like take
the Heca ride.
Friendly champions to. I was gonna see on a magical journey, but that's Bard's thing now, I guess. So I have to think of a different name. Blue buff contested by the GE Tigers. I don't think they're gonna get this one though.
Oh, Bray stole it.
Never mind.
Okay.
See, that's why I said it, because I wanted Corki to steal it. So I'm like, well, the opposite of whatever I say will happen. So let's just help Corki get that blue buff. Okay.
Look at this pressure, too. So GE pulled out of that assault immediately and then rode the wave pressure right here down in the bottom lane to get to the tower.
Nice
GE's wave manipulation has just been so good this whole season, but you can really see it in effect right now.
Yeah.
They're constantly forcing Incredible Miracle to play on the defensive, reading the situation and knowing where they need to go to set up their siege here in the mid game. Beautiful play.
It's so nice to get that blue buff onto Corki as well, too. That's going to help them set up a very nice siege in the mid lane, I would imagine, in the near future here. Let's see what they decide to do. Looks like Kuro's just going straight up for the death cap as his next item. So just going all damage all the time.
That's what you got to do. You need to blow people up as Victor.
Very true.
All right, well, recall's coming in. Death cap finish now for our friendly Victor player.
Yeah. Riot tends to lean towards fairly normal names for their champions, Victor, Jace, Corki. These are all fairly normal names.
I want them to go full Lovecraft and create a champion which is unpronounceable to the human tongue.
Oh, yeah. One that if you try to say it, you'll just be driven insane. That would be awesome.
Just a random string of letters and numbers together.
Yeah.
And then also have a nickname for him, like you know how they have titles for all the all the champions.
Called like the unpronounceable.
Yeah.
Yep. Or just Benny or something like that. Incomprobable God. Or Benny, depending on what you want to say.
You're welcome, Riot.
Yeah. We're here for you.
That actually is a hilarious idea that they should implement.
I think it's great.
It's another void monster.
Use random characters instead of like actual English letters. Good work. They could make a champion name that was just Wingdings. Finally get a use for that font.
Yeah, they could just go the unpronounceable.
Yeah, the unpronounced. But like Corki.
Or how about the unutterable? That sounds more ominous.
The unutterable. That sounds more like a joke about Alistar, though. I don't know about that. It's hard to say. So, Corki needs a better name, though. We should call him Corchronicus.
I don't know if he's quite that intimidating.
Corchronicus
that sounds
the
like
Defiler.
That sounds like a barbarian or a demon, Doa.
It just needs a cooler name. I don't know. Victrubian.
All right, so it was Q. Second.
Okay. We finally clicked on him. Great.
Mystery solved.
Yeah.
Good job, Detective Doa.
Well, I didn't do much of the work. I'll give that one to you. I think ever high fives himself with his third hand.
You can be Watson. I'll be Sherlock. Okay.
Okay. That sounds fine to me. Whatever.
I rely on you to carry the gun.
Yeah, I'll do that. And also keep you from doing too much opium.
Thank you.
Anytime, man. Dragon activated by the GE Tigers. Secrets of Champions revealed. And it doesn't look like I am contested. Oh, here comes a teleport, though. Coming in from behind. GE's going to try to flank Smeb coming in under Frozen. There's the ult. Doesn't really hit a whole lot of people, though. Solar Flare misses everyone completely, though. Smeb in the back lines, and Gorilla comes in, tries to connect with the Whirlwind. Doesn't quite do it, but Prey doing damage with those rockets. Smeb finally having to turn around. And Tucson, oh, he barely lives. Run, Hecarim. He made it.
Thanks to the help of Summoner Heal, he did, in fact, make it. Now, can they get anything else off of this? Of course, the Dragon not going down there, so there's still a lot of wards sitting around that pit, and the Crab is in favor of Incredible Miracle right now. I don't think GE can actually do this. Now, Void Rush is up, so they should just wait. Oh, Lilac just gets bodied right there.
Jeez, you do not want to try that. Dragon, oh man, I am so low. This was a terrible mistake. Corki wins with one rocket, gets almost a double. Kuro stealing that one. And the rest of IM on the run. That was a very unwise decision.
Well, Smeb also now
he can just push
galloping down the top lane to keep on pushing right here. Will get some HP back thanks to his W.
Yep.
So, wow, okay, that was a bit interesting. Lilac thought, I understand Lilac's thought process right there of killing the tunnel because you don't want that Void Rush coming in, and that's how you're going to secure the Dragon if the Smite isn't there, but he got rocked. We take this. Smeb tries to come in for a flank right here, and look at him targeting Frozen immediately, but he gets locked up by Tucson, and he has to actually ult back out of... I don't actually think he did have to ult that way at all.
I think he could have just ulted into the team.
I think he could have too. I think that was a misplay from Smeb, even though Tucson did do a good job of protecting the very vulnerable Frozen right there. And then that's not actually going to get anything else. He also forces Prey to use Summoner Heal. Smeb may not be the best Hecarim player we've ever seen.
Maybe. He needs to become the Glorious Stallion instead of the Frady Cat. He's more My Little Pony than anything at the moment, though.
I miss that player. For those of you who don't know, we legitimately did have a player named My Little Pony.
We did, yeah. We're not making that up.
He missed the Hecarim meta, though, sadly.
Well, he was also support, too, so he wouldn't have really gotten a chance.
Don't badmouth support Hecarim. Have you not seen Civ HD's videos where he builds full armor and just body blocks minion waves to deny CS?
I just don't think that the Korean pro scene has seen it yet. And that's why we haven't seen the support Hecarim.
All right, Kuro's fully upgraded now.
Yep, sure.
That Hex core.
He's gloriously evolved the most he can, which is kind of depressing.
It's time for the Wombas now, GE.
Yeah, it's time for your W to be kind of a mini shockwave. And they'll get that mid turret, finally. You know, throughout all of this, GE has just had constant pressure. They've managed to build up a 5,000 gold lead. And they're doing quite well.
It's just been due to this pressure they've had on the lanes. They've got a massive turret advantage right now. And they've been able to make kills work, and Smeb is very far ahead, and Hecarim is a fearsome split pusher. You cannot leave him next to your towers.
Sure enough.
Or he will just chunk them down in no time at all.
The kill's very well distributed over the team as well, too. You talked about that earlier, and everything kind of where it should be at the moment. You know.
Yeah, like the Negatron Cloak here as well. Probably going to be going for an Abyssal Scepter to deal with some of the damage from Frozen and Lilac. He already has that cleanse.
Oh, Gorilla has the Magi's now, and he is going to get some AP. Oh, Smeb dodges the stun. Can he come from the side here?
Wow, he dodged everything.
Man, he's fast. Working all four legs there.
Now, GE has so many strategic options at this point. Whenever you have a Rek'Sai, she's a hugely threatening split pusher, and this is probably the most effective way to run 1-3-1 splits in the meta. With the teleport top laner and then a Rek'Sai who can instantly show up in combat. They're going to try. Prey gets hit, but he valves out.
Yeah, he does, and a huge jump from Smeb. They jump all onto Sunstar. Sunstar, actually, Gorilla going down first. The ult's coming in from Frozen now, doing a bit of damage, but a double kill for Kuro. And GE Tigers is just going to end this team fight well in the lead. Uh-oh.
They see Ares. He's going to get out. Smeb on the chase, but...
AC Ares? Yeah, I couldn't remember his name either. Ares, whoever that guy is. Whoever is not Wisdom on IM. Ace was in the last game. I saw that name for a second. I almost called him Altec. That's... it was...
Dodge that bullet.
I know, right? Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Good job, Sherlock. Your skills of observation are clearly second to none. Let's watch that team fight again.
All right.
Smeb with a much better ult this time.
Prey doesn't actually get stunned right there, only slowed. Smeb has a huge initiation. You're going to see Kuro around the side throwing his Qs, flashing forward for the E, and then quickly dispatching with the help of that Chaos Storm, Lysandra as soon as she gets out of her ultimate right there, so.
Works well.
Kuro, 3-0-2 on this Victor, has the Abyssal now. He's pretty resistant to the CC and magic damage that Incredible Miracle is going to be throwing his way. Graves is going to have a hard time closing next to him. Smeb here.
Oh boy.
Lilac has ult. He's going to have to ult himself. Now he's going to get out.
Gets out with the E, yep. Sure enough.
No follow-up. The Onslaught of Shadows was not, just came off cooldown actually. Wasn't able to immediately deal with that.
Dragging up in about a minute, so I am trying to get a bit more control around the dragon area, but it's going to be tough. Kuro finishes Abyssal Scepter now as well, too.
Watching GE Tigers just put a strangle on all your lanes is a pretty impressive sight. If we compare this to the last game and the wave control that GE has had in this particular match is extremely impressive. I mean, I keep going back to it, but it's the reason they're constantly able to chip towers, take objectives, force fights when they want to. They're absolutely excellent. Brave Valking out again.
Pretty hard to catch Corki with Solar Flare. Oh, Flash E! Onto Kuro. Whoa, they actually blow Kuro up. 2 kills immediate for Lilac. That was a great engage. Meanwhile, Smeb is running into the back lines. He's all over Sanstar and could be in a bit of trouble now, though. Gorilla with a nice knock-up on the Whirlwind, and Smeb may be able to grab the double. Well, he gets one. Prey managed to pick up the kill on the other side. So 2 for 2, and that is about all IM is going to be able to get, I think, from their engages at this point.
You can take out Kuro when his cleanse is down like we saw right there, but at the same time, you have to use so many cooldowns to do so. They had already whiffed the Solar Flare.
It just gives GE a Dragon, too. I mean, you saw what IM was trying to do. They were trying to pick a couple of people off, maybe get set up for Dragon, but kind of ended up working the other way around.
Well, the problem is, too, is that they took out one of the players that's fed right now, but Smeb is also really fed at the moment. So his ability to come in on the backside was definitely a major threat, and when you don't have any more CC to lock him up, that Hecarim is going to get all over your backline with the teleport home guards. It's exactly what happened. Prey actually caught Tucson in his flash right there for the kill at the end. So there you go, Valk. And they say, okay, they're split up. Hecarim's not here. We have the engage. Lilac does a good job.
Nice engage by
So
Tucson.
they do lock up Kuro with the Lysandra ult. Great use of all the ults, really. But at that point, you don't have anything left. The Graves ult down. Xerath ult down, and Smeb, what are you going to do to stop this guy? Okay, you stunned him for just a moment. Watch Tucson, he flashes into a rocket right there, actually. And Sanstar just gets chased down as Prey comes around the outside, so even trade, but GE comes away with the objective.
You think if Victor's ever wondering about something, if that third hand like scratches his head more?
I hope so. Quizzical Victor.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Well, with this kind of deficit, that was about as good of a fight as IM could have had, I feel.
Yeah.
I also don't think it was necessary to use that much onto Kuro's Victor. You know his cleanse is down. So do you really need the Graves and the Xerath ult in there after you Lysandra ult him? Probably not.
No, that turret may be taken out here. Rek'Sai, Sanstar in a little bit of trouble.
Kuro flash for that.
By the ult, yeah.
Oh,
Lee
the
comes
chilling
in.
smite.
Very nice. Kuro gets that kill. Double now for him as they start to take apart IM. A triple kill for Kuro.
Man, you look at GE's awareness of what is going on in these team fights and what happened right there. Kuro flashes forward right as Void Rush comes in. And Lee, we talked about their statistics coming into this game with Lee and Gorilla being both in the top 3 in terms of assists and Kuro and Prey being in the top 3 in terms of kills. Well, sure, Lee could have taken that kill. Instead, he sees the Chaos Storm lagging slightly behind Sanstar, and instead Chilling smites him so the Chaos Storm can catch up and actually finish off that kill onto Graves. GE knows how to get the gold on the right people to snowball the game. It's really fun to watch.
Well, it's amazing to watch just how much better this GE Tigers team is than pretty much everybody else in Champions right now. Like,
I don't know.
SKT is pretty close.
Yeah,
but
they gave them a good run for their money, but
yeah,
GE is
really
just kind of next level right now if you look at them. And it's not – they're kind of good at everything right now. They control waves well. They play lanes well. They're great in the draft. Their team fighting is superb. What is really their weakness at the current time? It's hard to see one, honestly.
Well, Smeb on a fantastic voyage into the enemy jungle. He's taking out wards. Oh, can't quite get that one.
One thing I would say about GE is that even though they have great warding right now, their trinket upgrades probably could be a little bit better.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
But you know what?
It's cheap now, too. It's only 250 for sweeping, or for Oracle's sweeping thing.
Yeah. It's quite cheap indeed.
Yeah.
And especially if they want to engage in this much split pushing. But
Smeb caught with the ultimate. Gets away with the ult. He manages to outrun the Xerath stun there. It was right behind him. He just straight up outran it.
That's how he rolls.
I guess so. So he gallops. Oh, Gorilla just gets caught, though. Oops.
Okay, well, that was not so smart. And that's part of the thing with...
He didn't really need to be that far up.
No.
Well, they're going to take the tier 2 either way.
Oh, here we go. Flight coming in.
Yeah, Lilac flashes for the stun onto Kuro. Kuro gets a bit caught here. Tucson able to help Ares pick up a kill, but Frey turns around and Lee gets another one there. Smeb in position to flank. Here he comes. Boy. No ult, but it's still not going to look good. Brian dodges the skill shots again.
Dodge the stun as well, and as the slow. But that does buy IM enough time that he can't get behind and shove somebody forward. But they don't really gain any map pressure off of those 2 kills. They lost one. Fortunately, they get a couple Baron buffs off, so a win for IM here. But it's a minor victory. Still very, very, very far behind in this game. And
I mean, the Victor Hecarim, kind of trollish picks, but GE has been very legit with them in terms of like how they've implemented these into their gameplay.
Yeah. You have a lot of long-range engage and long-range damage. You can really put down a lot of threat onto Frozen Xerath, and that's something that you knew Frozen was going to pick. You have a safe lane with Victor, I feel. You can counteract some of that poke with Xerath. You can clear the lane very easily. And then when you have Hecarim and Rek'Sai and Victor, you can put down pressure. I mean, basically you have to think about this. If we were talking about this in the last game, on some of these backline champions, you have to consider the Death Ray just basically like a mini Rumble ultimate, and it does the same function in terms of getting into the backline.
Yeah, more or less.
Causing a ridiculous amount of damage. And Victor can just sit in his Chaos Storm too, so it makes it, these low-range champions like Graves, it makes him very difficult to kill.
Yeah. Well, Kuro also just picked up his Zhonya's Hourglass, so he's
not good.
Yeah, it's going to be, I mean, the small success that IM has had has been based off of catching Kuro and just blowing him up. And with that Zhonya's, I don't think that's going to happen anymore. It's going to be harder to do for sure. About 5 seconds until Dragon, and GE, the only ones in position to do anything about this.
Well, not to mention he has Cleanse and Crucible as well. Smeb just waiting in the fountain to see
if he needs to teleport in, but I don't think he's going to need to. Nope. Easy Dragon. That's going to be Dragon number 3 for the GE Tigers. And Smeb, we'll see where he ends up. We'll see if they just want to push down mid. Top may need a bit of attention here soon.
And Hecarim with the Spirit Visage is so annoying too, because he has a lot of sustain in team fights if he starts getting in there and hitting most of the enemy team with his W. Becomes very problematic if you're trying to kill him.
Yep.
So all in all, a pretty good setup right here. And it's especially efficient against these double AP compositions, this Hecarim with Spirit Visage. Get more bang for your buck.
It's true. Gonna recall again, we'll see what he picks up now. Still has his Crystalline Flask. Could probably get rid of that. Yeah, there we go. Finally selling it off and picking up a Chain Vest right off the bat. Wow.
Smeb, I am disappointed in you. You should have sold that much earlier and bought wards.
I know, I was kind of thinking the same thing. Crystalline Flask, not so useful for a 5-item
definitely
definitely
should have created a ward slot right there.
Yeah, I would say so. Lee not really giving himself a ward slot either here too, picking up his own Chain Vest, saying, you know what, That support player needs a ward. Kuro with the wards, though. I like it.
Yeah, no upgraded totems and definitely a lack of ward slots right here.
Yeah.
They're just going to set up for this Baron again. GE is so strong right now that it really doesn't matter if they face check things as long as they face check together.
That's true. I mean, and you brought up before the match began, you know, IEM is coming up in a couple weeks. GE Tigers well on top of this league. No match losses at all. So there's really no pressure for them to bring anything innovative or really give any sort of clues about what they've got planned for IEM.
They can save their picks while simultaneously making people wonder and have to think about this Victor.
Yeah.
What do you do against this now? Now you know that GE plays Victor in Hecarim. These are champions we haven't seen Kuro and Smeb play previously.
Seems like every week we see something new, whether it's composition or champion-wise from the GE Tigers.
Indeed. Been quite surprising, that's for sure. Kuro going with the Alacrity enchantment, understandable. Does need to get that extra mobility when he gets in close to use some of his skills.
Double pink ward. Oh, Tucson gets the ward off, so he will not get caught.
Well, that's about as much as he could hope for, I guess.
Yep, pretty much. Pretty much. Hecarim is just hilarious. I
love Hecarim as a champion. I'm so glad that teams are starting to pick him up again because he's so fun to watch.
Oh, yeah. Hecarim, Scion. Fun stuff. Lee, he's got tunnels, so he effectively has teleport himself, which means he's able to split push. I am pushing into the Baron area. They want to try to clear out a bit of vision.
Well, they cleared his tunnel at Crab. He's still got plenty more to go to, however, and in the meantime, they have to deal with this split pushing. Meanwhile, Smeb's going to split push himself.
Hey, why not, man?
That's a great play. GE gets control and then turns up the heat again. Now they're going to have to back off, and they can just turn on Baron immediately.
Yep. Oh, teleport coming in. They're going to try to flank with Lysandra again. Lilac flashes in. There it is. Kuro, will he go down? Gets very low. They take out Gorilla right away, though. Prey on the run. He gets taken down. A great flank from IM. Kuro barely lives, but he's out of the fight. He might as well be dead. Lee is very tanky right now, so they're not going to take him out.
Wow, Lilac got out of that. I'm very impressed that he managed to claw his way out of that specific scenario. Lee going to continue to split push right here. Now, GE, I thought it was just going to be Hecarim going in, but when they had 4 men there and no real tunnels around, like the Void Rush will be...
Well, here we go. Can Lee and Smeb do enough?
Probably.
Against this Baron. Baron's still about half health, and I think they can, yeah. They're just kind of waiting for the Baron to do its work. And when it gets low enough, they're going to go in, and it looks like Ares does get the Baron, but how many will IM lose because of the Smeb going deep into the back lines now? Lilac very low, he's going to flash over. Kuro taking a lot of damage, he's going to pop that Zonias, and that gives him enough time. Oh, they take out Kuro anywhere. Frozen nearly untouched. Lee and Smeb, though, just unkillable. They're going to have to maybe let Ares go. Yeah, they will, but a good amount of kills. Lilac, Sanster, Tucson, all denied that Baron buff, so... Overall, I would say worth it for the trade, Kuro.
They have good waves, too. They can press
do.
that. Frozen's going for blue buff. I don't know about that right now, Frozen. You really need to protect your turrets. Smeb's still there pushing. So in that engagement, GE, Rek'Sai either needed to go mid if they were committing 4 people into the mid lane, or they should have all moved bottom, but a bit greedy. Now they take out Tucson nearly immediately. Smeb gets into the back of the pit, does some work right there. Kuro does manage to live. Look at the stun right here, right after the Zhonya's Hourglass from Frozen. So they're finishing off Kuro nicely. That is the danger of playing one of those more short-range mages like Victor.
They've done a good job of shutting down Kuro at this point in the game. Oh, red buff taken by Frozen. He's got the double buffs now. Dragging up in about 15 seconds, though. So we'll see if GE Tigers can pick up their 4th.
Yeah, should be still a good position for GE. Obviously, they're immense gold lead. They're getting a bit sloppy in how they close out this game at this point. Lee has a GA, been targeted pretty heavily this game, but that'll...
I mean, GE doesn't have a lot to worry about. They've only lost 1 turret this game.
Here we go.
Teleport coming in. Gonna teleport right onto that dragon, scare Lilac over the wall. And GE will go ahead and activate the Dragon. They're going to be able to take it out very, very quickly. Stun comes in, hits a Rift Scuttler though. Kuro adding on some damage, does a nice zoning whirlwind from Tucson comes in with the Solar Flare, but Smeb right there to jump in the back lines. Ares gets back there too. They're going to run right over Lysandra though. And now Ares in a 1v5, a double kill for Smeb as Hecarim just decimates the back line. Sunstar and Frozen on the run now.
Here comes Giant Pony.
That's right. Can they catch him? He's got the Iron Elixir as well. He's helping Prey get sped up there. Oh, wow. Smeb, you are aggressive.
Well, just taking a little bit of a chunk out of them while he can now. Looking to see what they can do with this turret. Now, Baron buff still on Incredible Miracle, however. That won't matter with this kind of gold lead as Gorilla sacrifices himself nobly to the turret.
Oh, noble turrets. Take my body and give my team the inhibitor. Thank you, Gorilla. True support right there. And it looks like they're going to get another inhibitor turret too. Frozen, not enough on his own to protect this. They're going to burn through that inhibitor so fast, dodging that ultimate. Wow! Great dodging across the board. Kuro not taken out by that third hit from Xerath's ult.
Safety dance was effective enough.
That's right. It's kind of like a line dance. They were all going together at that point.
All right, well, 2 inhibitors down finally for GE.
Yep.
Should be fairly straightforward closure from here. The question is, do they wait for that 5th dragon or not?
This game has gone a little bit longer than there we go, Iron Elixir again. This game has gone on a little bit longer than some of the other GE games we've seen, but they are they're kind of messing around.
Like Janair tonight, we've seen better closure from them in the past than we've seen this evening, but GE is such a titanic lead that it would take many, many more of those minor victories from IM to actually be able to take this game home.
I just noticed, I think I just saw that when Leona opens her umbrella on the recall, the beach chair drops out of it.
I didn't see that.
I may have just missed it because of the angle, but I think the chair came out of her umbrella. That explains so much. Wondering where she was keeping that. It's in the umbrella the entire time.
It's an inflatable chair.
I guess so. You don't see those very often in the beach chair variety. Lilac trying to zone Lee out of here. It's so scary when you see that huge Rek'Sai with the GA.
Okay, they can easily dive this if they want to, but also just wait. They have a huge wave developing in the bottom lane.
Yep.
Patience would be prudent, I think, for GE here.
Well, I don't know if Smeb has the ability to be patient when he's playing Hecarim.
All right, now they have to send 2 people down there. There's way too many super minions, so. You know, Prey doesn't have the Bloodthirster this game either, so he can't tank tower hits on these sieges without being punished for it, even if he does have a small amount of lifesteal. Lilac still.
Oh, here they go. Solar Flare comes down. Tucson doesn't connect with anyone. Ares comes in to get the knockup onto Smeb. That's not exactly the person you want to CC. Kuro comes in, pops at Zonia's. Ares is going to get taken out very quickly. Smeb way deep in the back lines. A double kill for Kuro already. And when that Zonia ends, yep, that's a dead Xerath. This could be an ace. Whoa! Smeb going way deep. Did not get the kill onto Tucson either. Whoops. But it looks like GE is going to be able to end things right here. Sunstar Tucson not going to be enough. Sunstar trying to be a hero here, but he will get taken down eventually. And there goes the Nexus. So the GE Tigers taking a win with Hecarim and Victor. What do you know?
Also, the double-double for Victor in that game. He does so much damage. That's the thing about Victor. His positioning with him is very difficult because of his short range and his lack of mobility, but he really can output a ridiculous amount of damage. In that last fight, too, he did a good use. He had some very good Zonia's use. He actually Zonia's his way through the Graves ultimate and then cleaned up with the Chaos Storm afterwards. So, nicely done.
And poor Lilac, I mean, that game, again, began with him being camped, which we see so many teams do. He doesn't get a lot of support from, and this is very smart too, with a new jungler on IM to camp Lilac especially hard. I think that was a smart decision.
Yeah, and they really tried to shut this Victor down too. IM identified that he was going to be vulnerable in that laning phase. They have pink wards on both sides of his river, but Kuro played it smart.
He played it smart, and Lee was causing
Lee.
so much trouble in the top lane that they couldn't focus on mid like they wanted to.
Lee also was there to set up some counter ganks, or at least have presence around the mid lane, help take out those pink wards when they needed to. So solid game from GE. A little bit sloppy at the end, but they had tons of leeway.
I see what you did there. Well, when we come back, guys, IM is going to try to tie things up against the GE Tigers. We'll see if any more crazy picks come in. It's going to be fun to watch GE up to IAM. I've got a feeling we're going to see some pretty crazy stuff. If that first game was any indication, it's going to be good. Frozen. Not the most successful game on Xerath. Still a great Xerath player, but
I mean, he did
what
about
do you do,
as well as could be expected considering the situation. 4-2-5 is not a bad end to the stat line, and he did help to kill Kuro on several occasions.
Yep. Well, when we come back, again, game number 2. And we will see if GE can go 8-0 on the season with yet another 2-0. I think it's pretty likely, but you never know. It is Champions. Crazy stuff does happen. And so I think finally it's time. You take a break, grab a snack, come back, watch some more Champions. Don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be back.